The next video by TheQuickSlice is called He Installed Camera So His Girlfriend Could Watch Him 24/7, 90 Fiance. I'll say this, I like watching 90 Fiance. I think it's an interesting show with like interesting people. And I watched this storyline and I just thought, why not watch a video about this and react to it? Because it's quite interesting, and you know, I'm gonna let you see for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone. A new season of Before the 90 Days just started, and I fear that we have a Colty 2.0 on our hands. If you don't know who Colt is, then consider yourself
Yeah, I know who Colt is.
one of the lucky ones. Colt is a man who had an extremely unhealthy, codependent relationship with his mother well into his 30s.
I'm sorry, I just. What is this picture, bro? Why is he smiling like this? Like, uh, why is he smiling like this? This one reminds me of some type of meme, like some type of Jack or something. I swear, it reminds me of some type of Jack meme, bro.
Take a look at his posture here.
Yeah,
Notice
what
how
is
he's
this posture? Like this posture right here.
sitting like he's still in a high chair. Someone like this may be able to find a woman for some time, but once she sees you being spoon-fed applesauce by your mother, she may start to have doubts on whether or not you're the right man for her. Eventually, Colt rebelled. He grew his hair out and entered his teenage phase when he was 37. He stayed up late at night listening to nu metal and drinking Surge. This guy
I can't. What?
Forrest needs to be careful, otherwise he's going to be heading down Colt's path very quickly. He definitely seems like a much nicer person than Colt, and I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt at first, but I got about halfway through the first episode before this happened.
Do you remember when you turned 18, where we went?
Oh, no way.
Yep, we're going back there. This shop. Yep.
I just had to pause. I just had to take a moment. I just had to take a moment. It's like,
Okay. Is this the little
thank you, thank you. That's what. That's why I took a moment. That's why I paused the video to take a moment because, like, what was that? Like, what was that?
dance he does every time he's about to go to a shop with his mom? Does he have to do this
I advise to not go to any type of sex shops with your parents. That's that's weird. Like, I don't know if that's how you live your life. Cool, but I just think that's kind of weird. Like, you shouldn't be like, there's just, oh, there's just certain things you just don't do with your parents, and I feel like that's one of those things that's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good off of that. Like, yeah, like maybe I guess go with your, especially go with your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, but your parents. Type of activities, what type of activities you're getting into at your household? Let me know, cause I don't get down like that.
little jig? Forrest is 32 years old and lives with his mom, or I think I should say his mom lives with him. I'm pretty sure he has his own job and he's self-sufficient. He just does everything with his
I think
mom.
he lived by himself, cause like I remember in the first episode, he like I think he has his own place because why would his mom allow him to install cameras inside his entire house? And the cameras aren't for security purposes, mind you. They're not like he's gonna mention in the video. They're not for security purposes. Well, partially, but the main thing is so his Filipino girlfriend can watch him like live his life throughout the day. that's a whole nother topic we're gonna have to get into later on in the video about that. But yeah, the thing is, I don't think he lives with his mom. I really think he lives with by himself because again the cameras, and it is kind of weird and creepy that someone's watching you at all times. Yeah, so just get back to the video.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but he's going to have to find somebody who's understanding about that. But I don't really know who would be understanding about this.
Maybe get her a nice purple little negligee. You know, maybe even throw in the little thong panties with it.
Oh my gosh, Mom. I'm gonna run off the road if I start thinking too hard.
Yeah.
Oh, God, can we please not do this? I feel like it's not that much to ask for. It can't be that difficult to not do this. The fact that he's willing to walk into a place like that with his mom is pretty crazy because you know most of the people working there are going to assume that you're there with your partner. Aside from how weird...
Why is she I don't know. I just getting advice on lingerie for your mom. Yeah. Why not just go to the store and ask the workers that work there? I mean, sure, it might seem awkward to talk to a worker, but at least it's not kind of like weird, bring your mom. Then again, it's your mom's idea, so I don't know what was going on in her head to even think that, to, wanted to bring you there. It's a strange world we live in.
this is to begin with, isn't that a conversation you kind of just want to avoid in general? Oh well,
Yes, I want to avoid it at all times. All times. It's like I don't want to talk about this with my mom. I don't want I try to avoid stuff like that.
hopefully at least his relationship with his fiance is somewhat healthy and normal.
I have security cameras
Oh.
that my girlfriend Sheena pretty much has access to 24/7.
So yeah, look at that. There's his girlfriend right there. They've been dating long distance for 7 years and have never met in person, but they've at least met in the same way that a security guard has met an inmate. His girlfriend watches him from above all day, every day, just to make sure, you know? Everyone thought
To make sure what? Like, what are we making sure? What are we gonna make sure of?
that Brandon was bad, but this guy is one-upping him. He installed cameras in his own home. Does any
I forgot about Brandon. That, like the other guy with a Filipino girlfriend. Look, okay. Here's the thing. I don't want to be, what's the word, stereotyping people or whatever, but like, is that how? Is this how white men and Asian women relationships are? Specifically, like the Filipino type of Asian women. Like, is that like a thing? Like, I don't know if like all Filipino women or all Asian women do this with their white boyfriends or husbands, but like I don't know. It started becoming like a trend on this show. It's like the second person. I don't know if it's gonna be a third person next season or what, but like I don't know what it is about wanting to keep a close eye on your significant other when y'all are in a long distance relationship or whatever. But it's just something to think about. Like I don't know if this is like a thing that goes on. It's just I just don't know. I just don't know.
anybody on this show realize that it's okay to be apart sometimes? In fact, it's a good thing to be apart. You don't always
Yeah, it is a good thing to have space, and you don't necessarily have to be under that person 24/7. You can have your moments to yourself. Let her live her life. Let her do what she wants to do. You do what you want to do. Sometimes you may not have the same interests. That's cool. You don't always have to be together all day long. You have set days, set times to be together. But this, the whole installing cameras, it's over. It's like, yeah, that's something I would do. It's nothing I wouldn't do that.
Have to be in constant communication.
Because when you start doing stuff like that, it's like, do you even trust this person? Because like, it feels like you don't have trust for this person, and that person don't have trust over you. Like when you start doing stuff, it's like your relationship isn't built on trust. It's not. There's some type of fear, something like that's just in the midst of your relationship where you have to go overboard and do something like this. So it's just something to think about. Like if this is something any person will want in their relationship, because without trust, you have nothing. So I don't, but whatever works for them works for them. Whatever makes someone's relationship good and makes them happy, hey, you do you.
At the same time, if they've been doing this for 7 years, there doesn't seem to be much stopping them. And honestly, on a basic level, on paper, these two seem to be a pretty good match, but we're only 2 episodes in, so anything can happen.
I know it might be awkward for some people to have their girlfriends have so much, control over their lives and be able to see them and talk to them all the time. But to me, it actually comforts me and makes me feel a lot better.
I like how they keep cutting to the security camera like that actually is his girlfriend. This is crazy. So she can like rotate the camera and move it around. Does she have an intercom set up so she can yell at him when he spends too much time in another room? I'm not trying to prejudge too much here, but it's just kind of creepy seeing that camera rotate over when he walks around the room. Even if they're not talking, is she just sitting there moving it around looking at him? I don't understand. Or is it automatic? Either way, whatever the hell this is a much better love story than Gino and Jasmine.
What if I fall over and nobody can see, or I can't get to anybody? There she is. Right there, making sure I'm safe. There she is.
Dude, you're 32 years old. You're not an elderly person living in a retirement home. Are you planning on getting into a car?
I was thinking, don't they make life alerts? Like, why don't you just get that? Like, just set up a life alert and if something happens, just use the life alert. But but seriously though, you're like 32, man. Get a grip. You're not. I mean, hey, I don't know your medical condition. I don't know your medical history. But if you feel that strongly, I mean, hey, but then again, I would assume you're somewhat decently, healthy, where nothing should happen to you.
Car accident in your house or something? I don't understand. And plus, your mom lives with you already. I know freak accidents can happen, but unless you have a medical...
And I can't, does this mom really live with him? I can't remember. I don't know if I really closely pay attention to that part of the episode, but I thought he lives alone. Because then again, his mom is the one who wants to go to the sex shop, so it's like, I guess she would allow cameras inside our house, but I don't know.
Condition or something. I feel like that's not the best reason to install a bunch of cameras in your house so that your girlfriend across the world can see you. I will say though, surprisingly, so far it doesn't seem like jealousy is a big part of the reason why they did this. It certainly is possible that this is something that just works for them. I mean, everybody is different, but usually it would be an indication of something worse.
But she lives in the Philippines, and we've been dating for 7 years, but we never truly met each other in person.
In fact, I've never even seen her before. She's a little shy. She's still working up the courage to video chat. I said, don't you worry for 1 second, honey. I will put a camera in every room. You can watch me for 7 years, and then we can move on to the next stage of our relationship. In all seriousness, if they've been together for 7 years, I bet a lot of this is because of COVID, and they just never stopped doing it. And luckily, they have video called. She's not catfishing him. That would be pretty dark if that was the case.
These are the blackout curtains that I use. So at 4 a.m., I say goodnight to her. I put these up, and I sleep until 3 or 4, and that's when Sheena wakes up, and then we start our day anew.
So yeah, this guy has completely adjusted his schedule to be on her time, and once again, whether or not this is healthy kind of depends on their relationship and how they handle it. But then again, it's really hard for me to imagine how introducing security cameras into a relationship can ever be a good idea, no matter who the couple is. Like, is this a two-way thing? Does he have cameras in her
Okay, back to the video.
house too? Does he just sit and watch her as she sits there and watches him? Do they just sit there and watch each other and move the camera around? If the mom lives there too, she's just okay with this. There's no way the camera is on all the time. I'm sure it's only whenever they're gonna video call or something, right? This feels like the start of a horror movie. Like he's gonna come downstairs one day and the camera's gonna be installed on the other side of the room.
As you can see here, I have all my bears I've collected for Sheena. This is kind of like our own like little kids and everything right here.
These are their kids right here. This is what it's like to be a parent. Alright, I've heard people say that about their pets, of course, but I don't know if I've ever heard a 32-year-old man say a pile of stuffed animals are his babies. I think that one in the bottom right is just a kissing emoji. That's his baby. Has this pile just been sitting in here for 7 years while he waits for her to arrive? Is this his room or the guest room? Is he taking up one of the rooms with these stuffed animals? Do we have another closet mom situation on our hands? Remember that guy whose mom lived in his closet and he had a bunch of guinea pigs running around the house, and then his girlfriend
What? What? I never heard of this before. Why is the mom living in the closet? Why? And why are there guinea pigs running around?
moved here and she saw the entire scene, and then she decided not to scootily poop with him for like 58 days. That was kind of weird, wasn't it?
And then if she wants more romance, hey Siri, start sexy mode. After 7 years, I've finally got enough money so I can book a flight to go visit Sheena in the Philippines.
So I'm sure it's not hard to guess that if Forrest is going to the Philippines, his mother is going to want to go as well.
I'm kind of glad we skipped that part. Like, that's just like. Yeah.
He is only 32 years old after all. It's dangerous sending a 32-year-old little boy off to another country by himself. There's scary people out there, you know? It's going to be like this scene in Home Alone 2 when Kevin wanders through Central Park. Do you want to do that to your 32-year-old child? It's flat out irresponsible. That's like criminal negligence right there. You can't just let a baby hop on a plane. Unfortunately, that is exactly how some of the parents on this show see their children. That's how you end up with this right here. Look at this. Does anybody want this? No, you don't want that. Nobody wants this. It's disturbing. Seriously, it's unsettling. Look at that. Look at it. Look at All right, I'll move on. Sorry.
The only thing is, I'm not going alone. Hey, Mom. How's it going?
I'm all right. God, that thing is always staring at me everywhere I go. Hey, Sheena.
You know what I always wonder? If you showed this scene to someone in like the 15th century, would they just have a heart attack on the spot? Even if you explain this scenario to somebody from 30 years ago, it would be incredibly bizarre. Now it's only kind of weird. I'm not even saying that's good or bad, by the way. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying this guy's got a security camera on his wall. There's really no way around that. It's there. I could see it. So now his mom asks if he's looking forward to the trip, and then he says yes, and she's like, all right, well, we need to prepare. We got to go to a shop now. She gets way too excited about this. She was waiting for this like it's her big moment. This is literally our introduction to his mother on the show.
When he was 18, I discovered Forrest had gotten into our little stash that me and my husband had.
I love how he nods along as if she's talking about an accomplishment that she's proud of. He's like, yep, I did do that. That was me. I did that shit. I own it, and I'm proud of it. So I guess that happened when he was 18 and his mom found out. So instead, she brought him to the scootily poop shop. I don't know why they're so excited to talk about this stuff. Like, you know, there are certain things you don't have to bring up. You can.
That's a good question. Why are we talking about this? Why is this brought up a lot? What's going on? What is this family? Is this normal in other people's families? Or is this just family? Because I don't know. Like, I don't know.
keep them to yourself. They're just willingly admitting this information like it makes them cool. You know, nobody's prying this out of them.
I'm trying to put on a happy face for Forrest because I know they love each other, but I would have an issue with Forrest going if I wasn't going. Because I don't trust Sheena.
Here we go. See, she would have an issue with him going.
You know, honestly, I don't want to be that guy, be that person. But if you know what I'm thinking about in my head by her saying that, and just now watching this over again and realizing it might be some underlying things going on, Mom. Might need to address those things with a professional. Might need to speak with one. 'Cause I don't know. You say you worry about your son. You say, but your son got him a woman. Sure, she's overseas. He's a grown man trying to live his life, and you're a grown woman. You have a husband, but is that all you want? Or do you just want your little boy all to yourself for good or bad reasons?
She wasn't going. He's 32 years old. It's one thing if it's mutual, which luckily it does seem to be, but it sounds like she's saying even if he didn't want her to go, she would have to go anyway, or she would have an issue with it and try to stop him from going. It's certainly possible that she has a good reason to not trust his fiance. I mean, we don't know enough about them yet, but at the same time, this doesn't seem to be looking like a very healthy mother-son dynamic here.
I'm not good.
It doesn't. It just feels kind of weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe some people are too close to their parents where they just do things that, to me, it just feels weird and awkward to do. Like, I just, it's certain things I just wouldn't do with my parents. I just wouldn't do.
This stuff, and I got my mom here to help me out with that. So I've never really kissed a woman before besides my mother and my grandmother.
Dude. I'm not even trying to make fun of this guy. So far, I'm actually kind of rooting for him. I just think he overshares a little bit too much. It seems like his mother may have got him in the habit of oversharing everything because that's what she does all the time. It's one thing to say you've never kissed anyone before. It's an entirely different thing to say you've only kissed your mother and your grandmother. You don't have to say that part. At the same time, I admire this guy because he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He's just being himself, even if that means talking about kissing his grandmother. Anything can happen on 90 Day, but as of now, this guy seems like a relatively normal, wholesome guy who has a potentially toxic, unhealthy relationship with his mother. Whereas I don't think the same thing can be said for Colt. I don't think there was ever a point where I thought he was wholesome. I mean, look at this. Look at that. You think that was wholesome? Was this ever wholesome?
I'm more drawn to this.
Yeah, I definitely think she would like this a lot more.
No, I said I'm more drawn to this. I don't care what she thinks. Listen, Forrest, I gotta be honest. I don't trust her, okay? I don't like the way she turns that camera around. There's a bunch of attitude in the way she rotates that camera, and I'm sick of it. Why can't you wait until you're a little older to settle down? It's not right. You're not ready. You guys have only talked online for 7 years. I mean, are you sure you're ready to meet? That's kind of a big jump.
I'm not trying to sound like I'm harping about Sheena because I love Sheena. And I do want you to have a happy family. But gosh darn it, Forrest. There's something fishy going on with her parents.
So as of right now, it does sound like his mother is right to be worried about things. Maybe not necessarily Sheena, but her parents. According to Forrest, she had some money saved up for their future, but apparently her parents were on the bank account too, and they took most of it or all of it. I guess she didn't tell Forrest about this until way later on, so now his mother thinks that she's not trustworthy. And that brings us to the end of the first episode. This season seems promising so far. There's a lot to discuss just within the first few episodes, so I'll be back again with that. I also still plan to finish Love is Blind at some point.
Okay, that was the quick slice. He installed cameras so his girlfriend can watch him 24/7. 90 Day Fiance. That is it, folks. That is the video.